Greg Burkhart. I'm the Scoutmaster at Troop 461, and I'd like to welcome you to this ceremony this afternoon. And without any further ado, will Assistant Senior Patrol Leader Martin Chun please lead this presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the opening ceremonies. On guard, advance the colors. Flag salute. On guard, place the colors. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag, United States of America,
The very please be seated.
Thank you very much, Martin. Our Master of Ceremonies this afternoon is Assistant Scoutmaster Dick Holcomb. Dick is the father of 3 Troop 461 Eagle Scouts, a former Troop 461 Scoutmaster, and our troop's Eagle Advisor.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Good afternoon. It's not raining. That's a good sign. I would like to give a special welcome to Julian's grandmother, who's here in the audience, Irma Kopelove. She's up here She's up here from Portsmouth, Virginia. I would also like to recognize all of the Eagle Scouts in the audience. So would all the Eagle Scouts please stand up and introduce yourself and tell us when you earned your Eagle Scout. We'll start with Michael over there.
Michael John, Lady Master Jack. Rick Kessler, 1963.
And I'm an Eagle Scout from 1975. So welcome all the Eagle Scouts. I would now like to invite Irene Articola up here to give the invocation.
Good afternoon. Lord, we thank you for the interest in the scouting movement that has brought this group together. We thank you for the success of scouting program in the United States since 1910. We are grateful for the influence that Troop 461 has had on the lives of boys since it held its first charter in 1952. We pray for continued blessings on this troop, its uniformed leaders, its troop committee, and its sponsor through the years ahead. We pray that Troop 461 may continue to develop strong leaders for tomorrow, prepared today as good citizens. Amen.
Thank you, Irene. And I forgot to note that Irene is a special friend of Julian's mom, Gina. This afternoon, we have the honor and privilege of recognizing a young man who has earned the Boy Scouts' highest award, that of Eagle Scout. An Eagle Scout is a young man who is alert to his duty to God and his country, participates in citizenship through the scouting program and in his community, and demonstrates fitness of character and body. In full awareness of these challenges, of the challenges of these times, the parents and leaders of this Scout have labored long and faithfully to develop this afternoon's Eagle Scout candidate. The success of these efforts will become evident in the way these new Eagle Scouts conduct themselves and in all the lives they touch forever into the future. I hereby declare this National Eagle Court of Honor open. I would now like to invite another former Scoutmaster, Rick Kessel, up to tell us what the Eagle Scout Award is worth. Rick?
Thank you, Dick. What is it worth, this Eagle Medal? The highest rank a scout can earn. Well, in dollars and cents, it's worth about $20. About $10 in silver, 25 cents worth of ribbon, and the rest of it in manufacturing, handling, and profit. But what is it really worth to you scouts? Think back a year ago, or 7 years ago, or longer, when you first became a scout. Remember that the scout skills that you learned for each rank and rededication to the scout oath of law each time you advanced. Think of the service you have given to your troop and community. Is the Eagle Medal worth only $20? Of course not. Your Eagle Medal is priceless. It represents everything you have learned, everything you have done to be prepared, to help others, to help yourself. So now you stand on the peak of the mountain. Eagle Scout, now look ahead. Look sharp. Way out there in the midst is another mountain, and there below is the trail in your future. It may be long or short, but it leads to that mountain far away. As you walk down the trail, and as the years roll by, and you finally reach the end, we'll all hope that you can look back on the trail of life and be able to and proudly say, I have done my best.
Thank you, Rick. Now, I would like to ask Martin Chun to please escort Julian Kopelove up to the stage, please. Your seat's over there, Julian. And I'd also like to invite, when a boy becomes a Boy Scout, we try to instill within him that which we call the spirit of scouting. If Eagle Scout Michael Chun will please come forward and light the candle for Scout Spirit.
This lighted candle symbolizes the spirit of scouting. This spirit embodies the principles of the Scout Oath and Law. It becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this light may be feeble, and when multiplied by the millions of boys in scouting, it can become a very powerful light indeed.
When a boy enters scouting, he promises to obey the Scout law, and this law becomes a part of his everyday thought and action. There are 12 parts to the Scout law, all equally important and meaningful. Michael, will you please light the candle for the Scout law?
Each is an important cornerstone in the building of a strong character. A scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, leading, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent.
And finally, in taking the Scout oath, the Scout promises to do his best to do his duty in all that he does. Michael, will you please light the candle for the Scout oath?
I dedicate myself each time I repeat the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best, do my duty, out of my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, and to keep myself physically strong, mentally right, and mentally straight.
Thank you, Michael. As you can see, the light of the spirit of scouting grows and strengthens. As a scout progresses along the advancement trail to Eagle, he not only physically grows from a boy to a young man, but these ideals of the scout oath and law grow and mature within him. Will the Order of the Arrow, Keeper of the Eagle Flame, please enter our ceremony?
The white panel, like the white of the Eagle badge, stand for honor. The first responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. An Eagle Scout's honor is sacred. Honor is the foundation of all character. Character is what one really is, not what one thinks he is. An Eagle life should influence his family, church, school, and friends in a positive manner. May the white of the Eagle badge remind me to live with honor always. It is important that each of us understand the meaning of the Eagle Scout honor. The appeal of the majestic eagle has been felt by every great people from prehistoric times to the present day. To the Egyptians, the eagle was the messenger to the gods and the sun, a symbol of eternal life. To the Romans, he was the carrier of Jupiter's thunderbolts and a sign of power. To the American Indians, he stood as the incentive of valor and pledge of victory. For us today, the eagle is the living symbol of all courageous and freedom-aspiring Americans. The Eagle badge was designed in 1912 to be a small silver eagle suspended from red, white, and blue ribbon. Blue candle, like the blue of the Eagle badge, stands for loyalty. Without loyalty, all character lacks direction. To thine own self be true, they must follow. As the night day, the day, thou canst not then be false to anything. Neither pain nor profit, pride nor personal loss shall change on me his loyalty. May the blue of the Eagle badge remind me of loyalty. The red candle, like the red Eagle badge, stands for courage. Courage gives character, force, and strength. Trusting in God and with faith in his fellow man, he faces each day unafraid and seeks his share of the world's work. May the red of the Eagle badge remind me always of courage.
Thank you, Order of the Arrow, Keeper of the Eagle Flame. Well, before we award this highest rank of Boy Scouts, it is right and proper that we make a careful review of the qualifications of Julian Kopelove. In order that all may understand the completeness of our review, individuals from the troop of each rank will report his qualifications. Will the designated scouts over there please come forward?
earnest scout by understanding the promise to live by the Scouts oath and law. He learns the Scout motto, slogan, salute, and understands the significance of the Scout badge.
I am the 10th Scout, Stephen Case. My three books tells the Scout. You find me on the meridian's compass, forever pointing the way to a star and safe journey. The two stars represent truth and knowledge. The shield is the emblem of a nation of order and justice. The eagle guards the freedom of life. I am the second plus Scout compass. The ends of the scroll are turned up with glorious power of the Scout. On the face is the Scout motto, be prepared. Suspended from the scroll is try there to accomplish the goals that are so good to all. I'm a Star Scout. Now I like that I can stand alone. I have aspirations to pursue. To me goes the honor of choosing my field. Authority lies on the wise and opportunity. I am the wife scout, not in charge. I am showing you the will that Scout is in my heart. I am a master, not a knowledge of subjects, and I will benefit my country and economy. I am ready to reach for my own wings.
I am the Eagle Scout, this is Chantal. It has been a long, hard, but wonderful road. I have mastered my goal. With deep humility, I am now standing as a representative of the Bethesda Scout community, accomplishing the lives of the race. May I pass on to my younger brothers and put on my honors.
Thank you, Scouts. You can all be seated now. At this time, I would like to introduce Troop 461's Assistant Scoutmaster for Advancement, John Neave. John will tell us what it takes to become an Eagle Scout.
Good afternoon. To achieve the highest rank in scouting, Julian was active in the troop and his patrol for several years, demonstrating scout spirit and leadership every step of the way. He served very successfully in the role of patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, or SPR, and senior patrol leader. He earned a total of at least 21 merit badges, 12 of which were from the required list. He planned, developed, and gave leadership to an Eagle Scout leadership service project that was helpful to his school, religious institution, or community. He successfully completed a District Eagle Board of Review comprised of prominent persons in scouting and the community by satisfying them that he had done his best to understand and live up to the Scout code and law, and manifested the character of citizenship and fitness to quality for Eagle Scouts. A brief description of Julian's Eagle Service Project is in order. Many more details are available in the Eagle book that will be over there in the Deshaun room. And I encourage you to take a look at it for the reception. It's very impressive. Julian's Eagle Scout Service Project was the expansion of a flagstone ceremonial walkway at the Audubon Society on Jones Mill Road. It's used for a lot of formal events, such as weddings. The flagstone walkway already existed, but wasn't wide enough, and Julian and his team doubled its width. Julian successfully led and managed the project and received help in its completion from fellow Troop 461 scouts and adult leaders and his parents. The Audubon Society apparently is delighted with his Eagle project and said that Julian had performed an outstanding job on one of the most important sites of the property. The flagstone path adds beautiful character to the grounds today. So Julian, I've seen you develop over the last few years into a very impressive young man. On behalf of 461, friends and family, the party, well done.
Thank you, John. Conrad, can I have you now escort Julian's mother up to the stage, and Julian's father is also welcome to join us up here, please. She's over here in the front row. Conrad. Might have to wave there, you know. I'd like to now ask our Eagle Scout candidate, Julian Kopelove, to please rise. And will Scoutmaster Burkhart please come to the podium?
Unlike other scout ranks, once a Life Scout passes his Eagle Boarded review, he is not actually yet an Eagle Scout. His Eagle Scout application must go through 2 more reviews. The first one at the local council level and the second at the national level in Texas. Only after the successful review at these 2 levels is he approved to be an Eagle Scout. Julian, I have received your letter from the National Eagle Court of Honor in Irving, Texas, and it reads, "Dear Julian, congratulations. You are an Eagle Scout. With the completion of the requirements, you have mastered many skills and made the Scout Oath and law a part of your life. The Eagle rank, Eagle Scouts exemplify hard work and strong character. You now participate fully in their proud tradition and heritage. The Eagle rank is the beginning, not the end of your journey. As an Eagle Scout, much is expected of you in the community, in your religious faith, in your family, and in scouting. Life is filled with expectations, and with each new recognition, and you are obligated to seek broader horizons of service. Scouting guides your life today. Because it does, you are better prepared to guide the future. Our prayers are with you and your future successes. Sincerely, Wayne Perry, President, and Wayne Brock, Chief Scout Executive."
Julian, before Scoutmaster Burkhart confers upon you the award of Eagle Scout, I'm sure you all agree that some other special person should be accorded the privilege of standing with you and in some measure sharing these high honors. Would your parents please rise?
Julian, it is with distinct honor and pleasure that I, on behalf of the National Court of Honor, present you with the Eagle Scout Award Medal. However, in recognition of all that we have done for you in getting you this far, I will give the medal to your mother so that she will have the honor of receiving it.
So how's it feel there, Julian? Feel pretty good?
Julian, as Scoutmaster, I also have the honor of presenting to you with your Eagle Scout certificate. And of course, like everything else, now you're going to be able to replace the large one with the one that's up here. We do want that one back.
Right now.
And then finally, Julian, I'd like to present you the Eagle Scout credit card. Not sure you're actually going to be able to buy anything with it, but that is not something that you very much do. And I will show that wherever you are.
No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice and helpfulness from Julian's mother to get him to this day. Who knows how many loads of laundry she's done, how many bag meals she's prepared, how many miles driven into the middle of nowhere she's done so that Julian could participate with the troop and do these activities that have brought him this far. As a symbol of what she has done, the court now asks Julian to present to his mother a miniature eagle pin. And Julian, your father has stood by you over the years as well and has offered his encouragement and assistance. As a symbol of what he has contributed to your attainment of this award, the court now asks you to present him with a miniature Eagle Dad's pin. We do have a first aid kit handy if necessary. I would now like to invite Assistant Scoutmaster Rick Hessel up once again to give Julian his Eagle Scout charge. Rick is the father of a Troop 461 Eagle Scout. Rick is also my predecessor as Scoutmaster. He's the Potomac District Advancement Chairman, and he has been honored with the District's Award of Merit, the Council's Silver Beaver Award, and the Order of the Arrow's Vigil Honor. So, Rick, it's all yours.
Thank you, Dick. First thing I'd like to do one of the things we do for immediate recognition is after the boys pass a court of honor, or board of review rather, in the troop, they get the patch. There's no such thing between the district board of review and the letter that you heard Scoutmaster Rick, read. So what I did was, every boy that passed the board of review got this patch, and they wear it until this very moment. And we get this back. And then one of those young men down there will wear it. Okay, the Eagle Scout charge. Following your Eagle Board review, Mr. Lord had the pleasure of giving you your first unofficial Eagle Scout charge. Do you remember those words? Probably not. There was a lot of things going on that night, and you were just happy to be done. But today, I have the honor and privilege to give you your first official Eagle Scout charge and challenge on the occasion of your elevation to the highest rank in scouting. Boy Scouts of all nations constitute one of the most significant youth movements in world history, and you have been found worthy of the highest rank in the Boy Scouts of America. All who know you rejoice in your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. However, you are now a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to your country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great undertaking. Wear your award with humility ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked up to as an example. May the Scout Oath and Scout Law be your guide for tomorrow and throughout your future. Your conduct along the trail to Eagle has been excellent, and you have rededicated yourself to the principles of scouting. But one more thing is important, your future, and this I challenge you with. As an Eagle Scout, you become a guide to other scouts of lower rank and an example in your community, as mentioned earlier. Remember that your actions are now a little more conspicuous, and people will expect more of you. To falter in your responsibility will not only reflect upon you, but on your fellow Eagle Scouts and all of Scouting. The torch you carry is not yours only, but is ours as well. Julian Kopelove, I charge and thereby challenge you to enter this Eagle Brotherhood, holding ever before you, without reservation, the ideals of honor and service. By the reputation of the Eagle Scout Oath before and with your fellow members, you will become an Eagle Scout. Though the words you use are similar to those by which you joined Scouting, we heard earlier, they will mean more now than they could have meant at any time in the past. When you pledge yourself on your sacred honor, you will be sealing your eternal loyalty to the code of the Eagle Scout with the words which close the Declaration of Independence. Will the Eagle Scouts please come forward with Julian? Come on up onto the podium. And we will all join Julian as I administer his first Eagle Oath and pledge. So please repeat after me. Scout sign. I reaffirm my allegiance.
I reaffirm my allegiance
To the 3 points of the Scout Oath.
to the 3 points of the Scout Oath.
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself
the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout.
the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of an Eagle Scout.
On my honor, I will do my best
On my honor, I will do my best
to make my training an example,
to make my training an example.
my rank and my influence count strongly
My rank and my influence count strongly
for better scouting
for better scouting,
and for better citizenship in my troop
for better citizenship in my troop
and in my community
and in my community,
and in my contacts with other people.
and in my contacts with other people.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
To this I pledge my sacred honor.
Two. Eagle Scouts, you may be seated or return. Therefore, you're standing right there. This is, you now have pledged yourself for the rest of your life. I hope you understand. There's no going back. Therefore, by the authority vested in me by the National Court of Honor of the Boy Scouts of America, it is my privilege and pleasure to pronounce you an Eagle Scout, in addition to the rank. May the oath you have taken and will take many times again remain graven on you and in your heart forever. Congratulations.
Well, that concludes the formal part of our ceremony, but now is the opportunity to get to know our new Eagle Scout on a little more personal basis and continue to recognize his accomplishments. Will Troop Committee Chair Alfred Chen please come up? Do you have anything? Can you please introduce Julian?
Good afternoon, everyone. Reason why we're here, it's not only for Julian, but again, just to mention, this Julian's grandmother is attending the Ravens game tomorrow. And tailgating. We didn't know that you're such a party goer in terms of football games, but it all happens for a reason. Julian approached me a couple of weeks ago and asked if I could introduce him. Looked at him and said, Julian, why? Instead of saying it's an honor, I told him, now, Julian, you're giving me homework, right? I mean, who wants to do homework? And well, he said he wants something really funny. I said, Julian, you asked for something funny. I cannot guarantee that. It's hard to be funny. So, but anyway, I'm gonna try my best. It's supposed to be like Scoutmaster Emeritus Kopelove, but unfortunately he's ill this afternoon. So just to let you know. So I'm trying to be this serious and try to be funny, but you're gonna be in for a surprise. So I've known Julian for how many years now, Julian? 7? Maybe longer than that. So Julian joined the Cub Scout when he was a 4th grader. Is that correct, parents? Is that correct? So what the parents did was like calculate our scouting fees. At that time it was $40, right? For $40 we get to keep Julian once a month on a weekend because of the then meetings. So they calculate, instead of paying the babysitter $20 on a weekend, scouting was a cheaper option for the parents. So not true, Mr. Kopelove? Thumbs up. Yes, he agreed. He was the one who whispered to my ears and said, take my son and here's extra $20. Still cheaper than babysitter. So we've known Julian for quite some time, and I'm not sure how well each of us know Julian. So I'm going to tell everything in this introduction here. So it's obvious that Julian is, stand up for a second. Julian is not the tallest scout, right? We all agree on that, right? What? Well, today he's the tallest because he's standing on the stage and you're all seated. You're the only one. Yes, and I'm trying to bow down to this privacy. So he's not the tallest scout. He's not the most gifted either. He's not the smartest, right? Are you the most handsome scout? No, right? But let me tell you this about Julian. I'm supposed to say something nice. So he is one scout that over the years, I'm not sure if I'm correct with this, but you can say if I'm correct. Julian, in everything that we do, it takes a lot of hard work. Okay? I'm not sure how he motivates himself, but this is my knowing him. He motivates himself by, he has to fail in order to motivate himself. If you tell Julian that he needs to do ABC, and if he doesn't have to write ABC by himself and failing in the ABC, those 3 letters, he won't succeed. Okay? And that is my opinion. Knowing Julian, if you tell him to go swim, he needs to swim X number of yards or how many laps, he won't do it. But he'll jump in the lake and swim, and if he fails, he'll come back the next day and try harder, and he will succeed. That is Julian. Okay? He's one of the most determined scouts we have in the troop. And when I say failing, again, he will fail, he'll come back next day or come back next year and be a lot stronger and re-succeed on his own. That is Julian that we know. So in Julian, in talking about him failing, we know that you're not the one packing your backpack, right? Is that true? Well, when he was younger, right? As he got older, so should I tell this story? So Julian, in all these years from a Cub Scout, which, you kind of blame the parents for not packing the proper gear, but when you're Boy Scout, you're supposed to be responsible. So over the years, as Julian started helping his mom pack his gear, he tends to forget certain key essential items. One of the few items that he constantly forgets, you want to say it? He forgets his water bottle, okay? We're on a week-long camp out with no water bottle. What else do you forget? Mess kit? Mess kit? So every now and then he'll come and try to borrow mess kit. What else? Headlights? Headlight, okay. And of all things, Julian and this is just a confession. So one year, your mom came to pick you up at Goshen. I don't know if you remember that. So with Julian being unprepared, he put his clothing in a dark garbage bag, okay? And he put it beside our troop trash for that day, okay? So as he was being picked up, we were looking for his clothes. No one can find it. And finally I said, Julian, why don't you put your clothes in a dark trash bag? So you have two options. Either tell your mom that she's going to buy you new clothes, or you can do a dumpster dive. Okay? That's all part of Julian learning. So fast forward 3-4 years later, here we are in Goshen, right? So every year he forgets something, and so on his 5th year at Goshen, which I think you're about 15 by then? 15, but still immature. So we got to Goshen, we were on his site, and he actually came, hey, Mr. Chan, I got something to show you. I said, Julian, what did we forget this time? No, he pulled out his 2 water bottles, a headlight, mess kit, and a fancy LED light, like a saucer, right? I mean, that's too fancy for a Boy Scout, but he brought it. He was bragging that he was prepared this time. So I asked Julian, what made you remember to prepare all this? And his answer was like, it's either he died of dehydration or I would kill him anyway. Okay. So he's alive today, and thanks to me, I did not kill him. And he was not dehydrated. One more thing, as a personal fitness counselor, Julian came to me a couple years ago and said he wanted to play football and lift weights. Stand up again. So I looked at him, and he was maybe even 3-4 inches short, about that size. He said he was going to play football. I said, Julian, I'm going to start praying for you tonight. With your size, I think bigger guys would have a hard time tackling you without hurting themselves. But he lifted weights, so we did personal fitness. He was proud that now he got this 6-pack abs that lasted maybe 4 months, 8 months, 2 years, a year, 4 years. So this is the Julian that we know. Have a seat. We're not bragging about your height here. This is Julian that we know. And something that we have to be proud of him, because over the years, not only was he like a Cub Scout in the den that I was the den leader, but when his parents are late picking him up, I have to adopt him for those few extra hours. And those few extra hours became all these years, Julian. And when your parents say you were going to join Boy Scouts, I was like, Julian, our journey is going to continue. Same thing when he told me after 5 years of Goshen, he told me, Mr. Chan, I'm not coming back to Goshen. I told him, Julian, that's what you think. Same thing with last year. I said, Julian, you're not going to Goshen. Same thing, that's what you think. We already signed you up. And this year, this summer at Goshen, before the election, when Julian ran for SPL, remember that conversation? He did not win the election, but he came to me and said, hey, Mr. Chan, I want to be the SPL at Goshen. Of course, being a teenager, they forgot what they tell us adults, right? He forgot that he was going to run for election. He didn't show up for that election night. What we did was put his name on the ballot, and he won. How did he know that he won? I texted the parents, I texted him and said, Julian, congratulations, you're the new SPL, and you are going to Goshen 1 more year. This is the Julian that everybody needs to understand. He's one Scout that he doesn't give up. Okay? It doesn't matter what you tell him. He's very laid back. You think it's just like over his head, whatever we all adults tell him. But in his heart, this is one boy that doesn't give up. Okay? It doesn't matter whether what he's doing in life saving. I think 1 year he had a hard time swimming. Next year, the counselor asked if there's any scout that could help him with the life-saving to teach the other boys. Guess who was the star at that time? Julian. So I was proud of him because now I don't have to keep an eye on him. If he drowns, he's on his own. But he did very well at that time. And the counselor was so proud of Julian helping him because he had like 20-something scouts trying to work on the life-saving merit badge. And Julian was a helper for the counselor. And with that, Julian, for all the scouts in the audience, something that I always tell you, you gotta put in your heart. Look at Julian, right? Some of you may be about his size, some of you may be smaller at this point, some of you are a little bit bigger, but it's in your heart. You gotta set your heart into doing what you wanna do and put your mind into it. And Julian is one of those scouts that actually, you may not see on his face, on his physical feature, but deep inside, I know when he fails, he's very determined to succeed and he'll come back a lot stronger. And we've seen that, year in and year out for the last several years. And with that, Julian, we'll give you on behalf of the troop something that's going to outlast your iPhone, gonna outlast your uniform, and it doesn't need batteries. So Julian, congratulations.
Thank you, Alfred. Are there any other guests present here tonight that would like to say a few words about Julian? Have a presentation for him?
Well, Julian, I'm proud of you. It was a long road, as we know, 6 years, 7 years. So, I just want to say I'm really proud of you for hanging in there. I know sometimes, I know some of the younger scouts, sometimes you want to quit. Sometimes, occasionally you might want to quit, but just hang in there. I think my husband, Dave, kind of pushed you along a little bit sometimes when he was vacillating about continuing on, but we decided that we could do it. So it is a long journey, and I hope some of the younger scouts benefit from hearing that. But you're a good example, Julian. You've done a great job, and the last time, the last meeting, you did a great job with the troop.
David Kopelove?
Not much more I can say, is there, Julian? Alfred said it all. He hit the nail on the head. You're not a quitter. You never have been. At everything that you've done in life, be it music, be it football, you go out there and you hustle, you give everything that you've got to accomplish your goal. And that goal should be something that the scouts who have not achieved the rank of Eagle should look up to Julian and see how hard he's worked and see what it takes, because only 4% of the scouts actually attain the Eagle Scout rank. So it's a lot of hard work, and the only thing I can always say is don't give up, don't ever give up. I'm proud of you, Julian.
Are there any other people who would like to say a few words to Julian, about Julian? Michael Chun?
Well, Julian, I just want to say congratulations. Welcome to the Eagle Brother, I have to say. In my years that I've actually known you, I actually haven't known you as much as, say, Matt or Angel. But I did admit I had a lot of fun at Eagle Project, lifting all those heavy stones, and then during this year's Goshen, I was like, oh, we're lifting more stones. What is this? Are we having deja vu here or something? Yeah. I just want to say, I hope you continue to achieve your goals. I hope you continue persevering, and maybe earn a few palms. Earn more merit badges. It's good to show off those palms, you know. Congratulations, and once again, welcome to the Eagle Brotherhood, man.
Anyone else? All right, well, Julian, and continuing with the Troop 461 tradition, for all you in the audience, you'll notice that not all of our scouts have neckerchiefs. It's not a tradition or a requirement in Troop 461 to wear a neckerchief, but I would like to present Julian with the National Eagle Scout Association neckerchief. Even though we don't normally wear neckerchiefs, this is one that you ought to wear on special occasions. It will mark you out as an Eagle Scout. It will make you distinctive. And I'd also like to congratulate you very much as an Eagle Scout. I've also enrolled Julian as a member of the National Eagle Scout Association. Your membership is good until you turn 23, at which point it's up to you to renew if you want to continue that membership. Now it's time to hear from Julian. Here's your chance, Julian. Do you have any words of advice that you'd like to share with the troop and guests?
Good afternoon. Thank you guys for coming. It means a lot to me that you guys were able to come today. And I invited you all because each and every one of you has played an important role in me achieving Eagle and even achieving my highest goals in life. You know, even at the simple things, the little things like helping me on the math homework and giving me a ride when my mom can't give me a ride, Dan. You know, all you scouts, you guys, you know, when I need to tell you guys to do something, you guys get it done, and you help make me a better person and a better leader by following, you know, what we need to do. And I hope that rubs off on you guys, because as a leader of the troop, it was my goal to help you guys become better scouts and better men. So, I also, want to thank my grandfather and my grandmother. You know, they've also helped me mature, and my grandfather was a scout, he was a scout leader. And I don't know, this is a funny picture that my dad wanted me to show, where he's marching with the wrong foot the entire troop. So yeah, I'll let you guys see that. And Mom and Dad, you guys have, and Dave, you all have, matured me and made me, who I am today. You've pushed me along through everything, through football, through music, through everything that I do. You let me do what I want to do, and you just kept positive and pushed me through it. So, aside from you just achieving Eagle Scout, everything. So thank you. Thanks to all of you guys. And thanks to my friends for coming today. I know it means a lot.
Thank you, Julian. At this time, I'd like to call upon the Order of the Arrow, Keeper of the Eagle Flame, to extinguish the red, white, blue, and silver candles.
As I put out this red candle representing the virgin sacrifice, may we be ever mindful of our obligation to our Eagle Scouts spirit. As I put out this blue candle, may we ever be mindful of the obligation that an Eagle Scout's loyalty is due to his scout leaders, his home, his parents, and his friends. As I put out this white candle, may we ever be mindful that an Eagle Scout lives his life with honor, integrity, and service to others. This silver candle signifies that the final obligation of the Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout is always will be prepared to put forth his best.
now declare this National Eagle Court of Honor closed. Scoutmaster Burkhart will conclude with any announcements and his Scoutmaster's minute. Scoutmaster Burkhart.
For the announcements, on behalf of Julian, we'd like to remind you there will be a reception following the closing of this Court of Honor, and that will be over in the school cafeteria, which is across the courtyard area. One of the things that I noticed today, and particularly for you younger scouts, is the comments that were made by both Gina and David and Julian when they were up here. And their message that they were saying was how important it was to keep on trying and keep on doing, because it is worth it. What you do on following the trail to Eagle is important. And when you get to the end of that trail, it isn't really the end, it's just a new beginning and a new chapter in your lives. So as they said, the biggest admonishments, and I cannot come up with better words than they said, is to keep on doing it. Keep on trying. It's an important thing, as you can see, the pride that Julian has now in making this huge personal achievement. And that's a great goal for all of us to either aspire to as boys or to support as immediate adults who are involved with young men. Congratulations, Julian. It has been a privilege and an honor to see how you have grown. The way you stepped in at Goshen, when we came in there and our site was wrecked, the way you stepped up and helped rebuild that and really bring the troop back together was truly amazing. For that, we'll all be thankful. Thank you.
Then I'd like to invite Irene one more time to offer us a benediction.
God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for our country, for its government, for its leaders and advisors, and for all who exercise just and rightful authority. Teach them insights of your law, that they may administer all affairs of state fairly, that peace and security, happiness and prosperity, justice and freedom may forever abide in our midst. Creator of all flesh, bless all the inhabitants of our country, and specifically the members and families of Troop 461 with your spirit. Then citizens of all races and creeds will forge a common bond in true brotherhood to banish all hatred and bigotry, and to safeguard the ideals and free institutions that are our country's pride and glory. May this land under your providence be an influence for good throughout the world, uniting all in peace and freedom. Amen. Congratulations, Julian. This is a tremendous achievement.
And finally, will Senior Patrol Leader Conrad Smith please come forward and lead us in the closing?
Scouts in the audience, please rise. On my honor, I'll do my best, do my duty, guide my country, obey the scout law, strong and unwavering, straight. Scouts trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, leading, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, right. Will the color guard please come forward? Will everyone please rise? Color guard, prepare the colors. Scout salute.
Just as a reminder, and follow up with what Scoutmaster Burkhardt said, there is a reception in the building next door. Scouts will help you get there. Thank you all for coming, and have a great afternoon.